Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, The Union Voice. I hope you like our previous podcast. This is going to be the series of podcasts I already told you. And today we have a really special guest, and you will gain lots of information about welfare and support services that university is providing you. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name's Matthew Lawson, and I'm Director of Library and Student Support.
So today we have Matthew Lawson with us, and we can just start with something about your team, what your team do, and if you can tell bit students about it.
I suppose the most important thing I'd like to start with is we're a converged student support service. And why that's important for you is it means there is one place that students go for almost all the support outside of their program. You're not having to find your way across the university, going to different places on campus, navigating around different opening hours. Come to one place and we should be able to answer most of your inquiries. We work really closely with other people. So the fact I'm here with Abhishek today is indicative of how closely we work with the student union, because we all see students, we all listen to their issues, their problems, their suggestions, and working together is for the benefit of everybody.
Yeah.
And we also work really closely with the academic staff. So your teachers are talking to my staff, and we're understanding how better to support you in that way as well.
So you are the one like who is handling academic support, welfare support and services. If it's within the university, outside the university, you make all the systems for the students.
We try to, yes. I
Yeah.
suppose I'd say there's three main ways that we support students. And the first one is Uni Help. So this is a place where students can come with just about any inquiry they've got about their experience at the university. You can come into the Shepherd Library, and we've got people there who will talk to you face to face. But we know our students are busy and don't always come on campus. So you can phone up,
Yeah.
or you can just get in touch with us on chat. About 70% of the inquiries that students make, we will answer straight away about anything to do with your student experience. The other 30% are usually a little bit more complicated. And
Yeah.
so what will happen is the Uni Help team will get in touch with experts about finance, about welfare, about accommodation, about academic literacy, and then they will take over the inquiry, they'll resolve it and get back in touch with the student.
Can you tell our students the timing of contacting hours of Uni Help? Like if they came to the university or if it's online, like what are the hours like during weekdays or weekend they can contact?
So we're open every day during the week, and we're also open on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to put up some links
Yeah.
to our web pages, which will have the exact details of when the face-to-face service is there, when the chat is there, and when the phone is there.
I've been vice president for past last year as well. And
Mm.
can you just talk a bit about what are the support schemes, what are the support services available for in regards to academics?
Yes. Really important that students feel they've got the support linked to their program, which is going to help them with their studies. So we've got various support initiatives in place to help them, and obviously the most visible one and the most important one is the Shepherd Library.
Okay.
You know, we've got lots and lots of books and journals there related to student courses, and we've got places that people can study, and the library is open 24/7. So whenever a student wants to come and study, there's space there for them.
Yeah.
But so many of our resources now are available online. And this was really important during COVID when we were in lockdown, and we're maintaining that so that students don't need to come to the library to borrow a book. They can access our online resources, access our ebooks and our e-journals and so on. And then we've got a team of specialist librarians who choose all of those resources and support students in making best use of them. So our librarians will come into classes and do
Yeah.
teaching as part of the module.
Oh yeah.
But students can also book appointments and attend drop-in workshops if they'd like help with how you choose which sources to use, and then
Yeah.
how to make best use of them and reference them.
That's a really great support. The students that are coming from so many diverse communities and countries, and it is really helpful for them to get in touch with us. And Can you just talk about our printing services, which is free for the students who are just new to the universities? Our university offer free printing services as well. What are the more welfare support and services are going on within the university if we talk about mental health and well-being?
Hmm. So, in terms of mental health and well-being, we've seen over the past few years the pressures on students have grown and grown, and so it's really important that there's support provided by the university so that we can help people with their the stresses and anxieties and other conditions that they have, so it helps them focus on their studies and succeed as much as possible. So we have a team of experts on disability support, and so whether someone has a difficulty such as
Yeah.
dyslexia or dyspraxia or a physical condition, that team can help make sure the students get the support they're entitled to. It may be adjustments in their teaching, in their assessment. It may be other support or equipment. Our team, students meet with them, will be able to do the assessment and make sure they get that support. And it's really important that students do that as soon as possible, because missing out on that support can mean that students fall behind, and then it can be difficult to catch up. So having all of that support in there at the beginning of the course is really important. So, a strong recommendation for students to, if they think they might need some support, to
Yeah.
get in touch with the disability team as soon as possible.
How can student get in touch with mental health and well-being team?
As I said earlier, the first point of call, get in touch via Uni Help.
Yeah.
They will be able to say, yes, we've got this team for you, answer the query straight away, or put them in touch. We've got a lot of actual online self-help materials as well. And so, although we've got the experts who people can talk to, some students might prefer just to actually read materials or watch a video as well. And so Uni Help will be able to direct people accordingly. But we have a team of expert counsellors who are very skilled in mental health conditions, dealing with stress and anxiety. And one of the really positive things which I wanted to mention was since the pandemic, and since looking at how we can be more flexible in providing appointments, that the waiting lists have reduced considerably. There was sort of an urban myth in the past that people had to wait months and months for an appointment. That isn't the case now. Waiting lists are, a couple of weeks. And so we can see students pretty quickly and get them that support focused on what they need.
Can you just talk about a bit about the things you did in during the pandemic period? I know like your team did a really great work in supporting students and providing them, like for example, food vouchers and connecting with food banks. Can you just talk a bit about like what things you do, and are that things are going to be still continue with the crisis going on right now in the UK, or and like for example the people came from different countries like Pakistan, there's right now flood is going on. How university going to support that students who are affected by that?
The pandemic was a very difficult time for everybody, and I feel the university responded in a very positive way in recognizing the challenges that our students were facing, working really closely with students and the student union on it, and putting in place both the sort of financial help, but also the support for the stresses and anxieties and challenges that people had. And we're carrying on what we learned during that at the moment, because we know lots of students are finding the current situation with challenges around the cost of living really challenging. So there is a web page dedicated to all the support that is being provided. And the idea here is it outlines the financial support the university is providing, and there is a fund for every student, no matter what course you're doing, what level you're studying at, or where you came from. This will provide small amounts of funding to sort of get you over a challenging time. We're also looking at other kinds of support. So as you mentioned, food vouchers for students who are having challenges with that as well. And we're looking at some various other initiatives. We're also providing support for people to help themselves. So there is information on that webpage about how students can manage their money better. And there are sessions that we're running about financial management, so that we can help students before they get into a really significant problem.
Are these sessions are for every student? How the students can join that sessions?
We have a dedicated team within Library and Student Support called the Student Welfare Advice Team, and their expertise is about money management. So they will be providing some training for students, which anybody can go along to. And some of this has already been provided as part of Welcome. And our student welfare advice team are also the team to talk to if you've got current money problems and you want some advice or to apply for additional funding.
There are lots of opportunities for students that our university team is doing. And can you just tell about your future plans, like what your team's future plans on the cost of living crisis?
So I think a couple of other things that would be useful to mention is that we actually employ students to support other students. Oh. And so this is a really good way for students both to earn money while they're at university, but also to gain a range of skills which are not just going to be useful during your course, but actually helpful in your degree. So students who do well in their first year may like to apply to be a student learning assistant. And then they come back in their second and third year to work with the academics on that particular module and support the students in that year. And we find it works really well because students really appreciate being supported by other students who've sort of been through that experience. And the academics really like having someone else in the classroom supporting them. And the students who are SLAs get a real sense of achievement as well as earning a bit of money. So I would suggest that is a really good thing, especially at this time. We're also working with the University Catering department, and we know food is a big challenge at this time, and so we've got various initiatives we're working on. There's a really interesting Too Good To Go app, which highlights organisations, both the university and local ones, who are providing cheaper food towards the end of the day, so that's really worth signing up for. We have also on our central web page got details of all the discounts on food that the university is providing at the moment. And we're just about to launch a free food initiative. And so for the rest of this term, on Mondays and Wednesdays between 8:30 and 9:30, there will be free porridge in the quad. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 4:30 and 5:30, there'll be free stew. And this is open to anybody to come and have some hot food between Monday and Thursday once a day. And we really feel it's the right thing to do because some of our community are finding it challenging, but it feels a nice, heartening, welcoming thing as people come to the university and come on campus.
Yeah. That showcases like how much our staff also care about students, and they are looking forward to the lots of things they can do to help students and to make their university life experience better. That is really nice to hear from you, like about the services, about the cost of living, your future plans. And can you just what kind of advice you will give to our new students who are coming to this university?
I think my main piece of advice is, if you're not sure, please ask. The thing that gets to me is if I see a student in their third year and they say, if only I'd known about this support in my first year, it would have made all the difference. Yeah. So I'm really keen that we first of all, we raise awareness so that students are available of all the amazing support we've got for them, and that people feel they're entitled to ask for it. You know, they don't feel embarrassed about saying, I need help with a disability or need help with my academic writing. We're there for you. And if you don't ask us, then we can't provide the support you want. So yes, please take advantage of all the support. And if something's not there that you think should be, tell us, and we may already be thinking of it. And if we're not, then we'll certainly consider it.
So you can always bring your ideas for change to the Middlesex University Student Union, and we can get in touch with our staff members to make that thing happen. So please listen to this podcast and like it and share it to like as many students you are around, and which is going to be helpful for them as well to get to know about lots of support and services that are already in place for them. And thank you for watching our podcast.